This lesson will introduce the chassis and related topics. Here is the agenda. First is the product's roadmap, second is the features and power selection.
Chassis series can be divided into server-grade and industrial computer chassis. Server-grade only design is rack mount type, and its series name called HPC. On the other hand, the designs of industrial computer chassis including rack mount and wall mount types, its series names called ACP and IPC. The relationship between each type can be referred to this table. Rack mount chassis is divided into 4 different types: scalable, mainstream, short depth, and value. Scalable type supports from 4U to 6U height with reinforced thermal design. Mainstream type supports from 1U to 4U with advantages of self-diagnostics, smart fan and remote manageability. Short depth is mostly used for half-sized SBC and ATX-MB, which supports 2U and 4U. Its innovative designs include dual-node front I/O and high density. Lastly, value types support 4U only, with characteristic of legacy style and value. Rack mount chassis road map. Rack mount chassis is divided into 3 different types: scalable, compact, and value. Scalable type supports lockable front doors and redundant power supplies. Its advantages include self-diagnostics, smart fan and remote manageability. Compact type supports half-sized SBC with 3/5/6 slot BPs and U ATX-MB. It includes innovative designs like quad node and front I/O. Lastly, value type supports 6/8 slot BPs with characteristic of legacy style and value. Wall mount chassis road map. Specification sample of IPC series IPC 7010. It supports rich I/O including 8 COMs, 2 USBs on the replaceable, easy-to-customize I/O plate, fixed 2 COMs, 2 USBs on the front panel. The target market of this product is IEMs who need compact IPC with rich I/O and expansion slots. The information of chassis and PSU selection can be referred to data sheet of chassis. Model name of BP is for SBC, and MB is for motherboard. OOXBE means the chassis doesn't come with PSU, and 30CE means the chassis comes with 300W PSU. PS means non-redundant PSU and RPS means redundant PSU. Advantech chassis provide front accessible system fan. User is able to maintain easily without opening chassis cover. It also provide flexible storage expandability. The storage upgrade kit can be referred to diagrams. Advantech chassis features intelligent system alarm. The LEDs and buzzer alarm for power, HDD, temp, fan status monitoring. Advantech chassis provide the scalability. The user only need to change SBC when they wants to upgrade computing performance, and it also provide more expansion slots in same size chassis. Advantech chassis provide features of real-time system diagnosis named SAB 2000 and remote system management named WISE PAAS. The picture shows the iconic chassis design. Customer can use the hold-down clamp, which packed in the accessory box, combined with our hold-down bar design, to keep the add-on card in position just like the picture shows. Advantech provides two models of hold-down clamp. 98R KBTOS10E is suitable for PCI add-on card height between 54.8 and 75.7 mm. 98R KBTOS09E is suitable for PCI add-on card height between 72.3 and 87.3 mm. IoT+ is a voluntary certification program intended to promote efficient energy use in computer supply units. The IoT+ idea was presented in 2004. After that, in 2008, power supply standards revised to add bronze, silver, and gold. Lastly, platinum was added in 2009 and titanium was added in 2012. The efficiency of a computer power supply is its output power divided by its input power. The remaining input power is converted into heat. For instance, a 600-watt power supply with 60% efficiency running at full load would draw 1000 W from the mains and would therefore waste 400 W as heat. On the other hand, a 600-watt power supply with 80% efficiency running at full load would draw 750 W from the mains and would therefore waste only 150 W as heat. Sizes of ×4 and ×8 PCI Express cards are allowed a maximum power consumption of 25 W. All ×1 cards are initially 10 W, while half-height ×1 cards are fixed at 10 W. All sizes of ×16 cards are initially 25 W. Optional connectors add 75 W 6-pin or 150 W 8-pin power for up to 300 W total, 2 × 75 W plus 1 × 150 W. Full height cards may configure themselves as high power to reach 25 W, while half-height ×1 cards are fixed at 10 W. All sizes of ×16 cards are initially 25 W, like ×1 cards. Half-height cards are limited to this number, while full-height cards may increase their power. After configuration, they can use up to 75 W, 3.3 volts × 3A plus 12 volts × 5.5A. Though the specification demands that the higher power configuration be used for graphics cards only, while cards of other purposes are to remain at 25 W 10, 11. Optional connectors add 75 W 6-pin or 150 W 8-pin power for up to 300 W total, 2 × 75 W plus 1 × 150 W. Some cards are using two 8-pin connectors, but this has not been standardized yet. Therefore, such cards must not carry the official PCI Express logo. This configuration would allow 375 W total, 1 × 75 W plus 2 × 150 W, and will likely be standardized by PCI SIG with the PCI Express 4.0 standard. The 8-pin PCI Express connector could be mistaken with the EPS12V connector, which is mainly used for powering SMP and multi-core systems. Onboard power consumption can be found in motherboard datasheet. The formula can be referred to diagram in details. Extra 20% buffer is calculated for power loss during transition. The detailed specification of power supply is usually listed in the label of PSU. It shows total watt and amp value for each different power source, such as plus 3.3 volts, plus 5 volts, plus 12 volts, plus 5 VSB, minus 5 volts, and minus 12 volts. SAB 2000 plays monitor and alarm role in Advantech chassis. The appearance and all components can be referred to the image. Audio alarm activates while fan stops. The alert LED activates while fan speed is under 500 revolutions per minute. The audio alarm and alert LED are activated when the system temperature exceeds 55 degrees Celsius. The flow chart shows how alarm board work for monitoring system temperature and fan status. The alarm board sounds an audible alarm when any power supply module of redundant power supply fails. One of the system CPU cooling fans or blowers fails. Internal temperature of the chassis reaches 55 degrees Celsius default setting. CPU temperature reaches 70 degrees Celsius default setting. SAB 2000 jumper setting table in details. It shows how to monitor different quantity of fans, thermal sensor, and smart fan control. Information of rail kit size selection can be found from chassis datasheet. In the red highlight show chassis depth and its corresponding model name. Install server system from bottom to top. Removing the internal slide rail strip. Firstly, press the trigger down to release and pull chassis member out. Mount the internal strip onto the chassis. Attach the slide rails to the rack. Firstly, release safety lock before mounting and push the safety lock forward to secure. Ensure retainer is in fully open position, and then press trigger down to release the slides from locking. Pull out the side rail to its max length. Ensure internal strip is installed properly within the side rail. Release trigger of internal strip on both sides at the same time. Push the chassis into the rack. Lock the chassis by using screws.